Hello everyone, this is Blood Tarot, and I am here to do a reading for Scorpio. Scorpio, this is your monthly reading for December 2023. So Scorpio, please keep in mind that the reading, it may or may not resonate with you. Some parts of the reading might resonate, other parts of the reading might not. As well, keep in mind that timing is fluid, so this reading can manifest in December. It can manifest later on down the line in time after this December. Or this present reading could be past energy for you. If this present reading is past energy for you, then there might be answers or closure for you in this present reading that pertains to your past situation or circumstance. So, Scorpio, I didn't get any messages for you during a pre-shuffle concerning the cards, but I might talk about a little something real quick, and I hope I don't be too long. But let me just show y'all what's at the bottom of the decks that I'm using. We have abundance. We have Shiolin Master. Be graceful in movement and action. Digging for gold. We got the Page of Wands. Bros over hoes. Evil Eye. Someone is wishing ill intent on you. We got Destiny. Withdraw. From this deck. From this deck, we have Child Support. Dodging responsibilities. Dag, I don't think I ever saw this card in this deck. I don't think I ever saw that card. Child Support. Dodging responsibilities. I had that deck for a couple of months. This card never flew out. I don't remember seeing this card ever. But it's at the bottom of the deck. Something could be going on with child support. Then we have time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. It really was in reverse when I picked it up, but I flipped it in the upright. So this is love and romance. So Scorpio, you are trying too hard. Give it time. Or maybe you're not trying too hard. Scorpio, I'm also picking up, for some of y'all in reverse, something could be manifesting for you guys in December concerning love and romance. It's like you don't have to give something time because you and this lover is not compatible, or you've already manifested something, so you don't have to give it time because something could be already like manifesting. You could have already gave it time in the past. So it could be three groups of y'all. Scorpio, for some of you guys, this is in the upright, and you are trying too hard. Give it time concerning love and romance. Other you guys in love and romance, something is a waste of your time. A particular lover or relationship could be a waste of your time. So it's like, don't even, you could be giving up or something. And the third group of you guys, I'm picking up, you already invested and something is being manifested back to you because of the time you already invested in love and romance. So, I want to discuss two topics before I get into the actual reading. I want to discuss personalities and people, and as well like kids, like children. So Scorpio, something could be going on with your children and or life in December. But nonetheless, because I don't want to push off my energy into y'all energy, but everything happens for a reason. And I just want to talk about a couple of things. And what I'm saying, it could be relevant for you in December, Scorpio. For one, I want to say this concerning children. I feel as though, as a mother, as a parent, that I'm a decent parent. I've come a long way concerning parenting and being a mother. I had my first child when I was 16. So I've come a long way concerning parenting. Whatever. I had, it's a learning thing. A learning process. So, I got 3 kids. My youngest is 6 years old. through the years concerning parenting, what parenting has taught me is a lot of things about myself. Parenting, it could be like a mirror. When you interacting with your kids, it makes you reflect a lot. It mirrors back to you who you are, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what you should not have did, what you should have did. It's just a mirror. And things like that. Parenting could be a mirror. Sometimes. Amongst other things. So, what parenting has also taught me is I make adjustments to who I am with the Most High's help, the best that I can. I make adjustments to myself as being the parent, the one in charge, the mother. And being a single parent, that's a totally different topic. I got a little bit off track. But parenting throughout the years, I changed myself, I changed my personality according to divine timing. Whether I'm right or wrong. I make adjustments for the sake of love, for the sake of my children. And with a parent has a right to have their own personality. You have that right to be who you are. Check yourself when you have to, but you still have to be the one in charge. I've made adjustments in life, certain sacrifices, accommodations, accommodating my children. But as a parent, there are certain things that's not up for debate as a parent. I feel as though as a parent, especially when your child is a minor, there are certain things that's not up for debate, period. Because they are children and we are parents. We are older than our children for a reason. Especially if they're a minor. You can't always let a child have their way. You can't always let your child be in charge because they're children. Not taken away from their worth and their values. I'm just saying it's positions in life. And when you're a child, you stay in a child's place. When you're an adult, you be an adult. But as an adult, for the most part, you should be a responsible one. You should be fair and things like that when you're dealing with your children. So, like I said, being a parent has made me realize certain things about myself and my personality. And sometimes I have to vocalize how I feel. I have to vocalize my feelings and my emotions when I'm interacting with my children. Sometimes I'll express my emotions to my children. Sometimes I won't. But one day I had to realize that being a parent, and when it comes to discipline, I had to realize one day that my kids hurt my feelings. I have to realize and be conscious and say to myself, your feelings are hurt. I don't think it's me being childish. Sometimes my response to my feelings being hurt, it could be childish, but it's just how you respond to your emotions. And sometimes my response, even as a parent, it can be childish. But at the end of the day, I had to realize that. And I had to realize why I react a certain way. Just because you're in a position of authority or leadership or you're a parent, that doesn't mean that you're immune to emotions and feelings. You still have feelings and emotions even when you're the leader or you're in a position of authority, whether it's parenting or not. I'm just talking about parenting. So when I first started having kids with my first child, I did not know to acknowledge that. I did not realize that about myself. Um, that when my child or my kids does certain things, they're not listening, or um, it affects me. It affected me in the past. But I had to realize that when I was 15 and 16 years old, I didn't realize that, and my response was very immature. But I was a kid myself. I'm not making excuses, but as I got older, like with my second child, I had to realize that and say that. Like, when my kids do certain things, my feelings be hurt. And I had to vocalize that and realize that. So I said all that to say this. Years later, baby number 3. But at the same time, because of my personality, because of who I am, I don't always tap into my emotions like I should. I have to realize what's going on with my emotions sometimes, because I just be so focused on doing and being that I don't focus on the emotional aspect of my task at hand. So, like I said, years later, learning that lesson about parenting and things like that, baby number 3, my son, the youngest, he's 6 years old. So, the other day, matter of fact, it was yesterday. Now, I raised my kids a certain way. I believe I'm a decent parent. I know I'm aware I got flaws and stuff like that as a parent, as a person. Now, I raise my children a certain way. And sometimes as a parent, when it becomes consistent, like the consistent discipline, and I had to realize that too, even researching my zodiac sign as a Capricorn. Capricorns don't like repeating themselves. Capricorns has to a certain extent, Capricorns have a low tolerance of childishness, foolishness, and we do not like to repeat ourselves. And it's true. When I started looking into astrology and reading into the nature of Capricorn energy, I had to laugh to myself because it was true. I had to think back over the years prior to me even getting into astrology, my personality. And it's true. I do not like repeating myself to a certain extent concerning certain things. And I do have a low tolerance for foolishness. Very low tolerance for foolishness. So, I didn't realize that when I started having kids. So now that I'm aware of certain things, I'm aware. I'm happy I'm aware now. So, you got to know your tolerance level with certain things. So what I'm basically trying to say is, sometimes I say to my kids, they act like they don't know me. I give birth to my kids in the hospital. I bring them home from day one. Never been separated from them. I'm the one raising them and this is and that. They live in the home with me. They with me every day for however old they is. 12 years, 6 years, 7 years. And you still don't know me as your mother? You still don't know? That's when patience come into play. and understanding the mindset or the personality of your child or children. As an adult, that's when patience is needed on my part. And and then I have to realize certain things and not take it personal. I have to realize that my kids, they're not me. They're not me. And I had to accept that too, and adapt and adjust to that too. Because I remember as a child, when my mother was not at her best, when my mother was not feeling well, or when she was sick, I used to do certain things because of my personality. My kids is not like that. So I just had to accept that. Like, they're not you, so don't beat them over the head. Don't criticize them because they're not you. So when I was younger, I didn't take advantage of my mother when she was like sick or whatever. Because kids are not as unaware as people think. Kids are very smart, very intelligent. And I remember as a little girl, I used to notice certain things about my mother. When she was going through some type of depression, or if she called out of work, or she wasn't feeling good, I used to, for the most part, make a conscious decision not to be bad. If she do something, just, because I took note of certain things, even as a child. Sometimes I would try to take it, sometimes I would take it, because I was a child, you see your parents, they're a little, they off or something, you try to take advantage, have your way and things like that. That's what kids do. But for the most part, I was not like that. So when my kids do it to me, like if I'm going through like a state of depression or whatever, and I'm not at my best or whatever, I'm not feeling good, my kids will just take that as a signal that they can just do what they want to do. Let loose, do what they want to do. They act like ain't no rules, no routine, nothing. Because I'm going through something. And I'm like, sometimes I'll be like, I was not like this as a child. But that's not how my kids are. That's not their personality. And another thing, Capricorns, for the most part, is big on loyalty. That's something, to a certain extent. My kids ain't big on loyalty. They're not Capricorns. That'll probably come to them later on as they get older, certain things. But I was born like that. If I'm loyal to you, I'm loyal to you. I got respect for you. I got respect for you. Even when I was a child, especially with my father. Like, I was loyal to my father. I thought I loved my mother until, if I was alone with my father, it was like I realized certain things. Like, my father trumped my mother any day. And that's just how it was. Like, when my father used to say, and don't you tell your mother neither. I ain't tell her. Because my loyalty was to my father. If my father told me not to do something, or he said, don't tell your mother, or, hanging out with your father. Hanging out with my father, sometimes stuff happened. But if he said, don't do this or don't do that, especially when it just brought out certain qualities about myself, and I had to realize certain things. Because even as a child, I was kind of like down for whatever, but I'm with my father. It's like, whatever. I'm 4, 5, 6 years old. It's like I'm down for whatever. And if you tell me not to tell mommy, I ain't telling her. Dad, you my friend. We friends. But, so, but you know, I don't hold it against my kids. Like I said, and me, you know, when I was growing up, when I was younger, I thought I was grown. You know, you couldn't tell me nothing. I swore up and down I was grown. So it's like, when, you know, with my younger brother, I just didn't do certain things when my mother wasn't at her best. And I noticed with me having kids, my kids would take just advantage. When I'm not feeling good or I'm not feeling well, whatever, you know, certain times, you know, they console me and, oh, mommy, you okay, and stuff like that. Sometimes they'll do it. But it's just strengths that I had as a child. My kids don't have those strengths. But at the same time, it's strengths that I see in my children that they have that I did not have as a child. So, you know, it is what it is. And I just have to realize things and make a conscious decision. I have to catch myself and not judge them because they're not me or they're not like me. You know, I have to stop, you know, and not do that. So what I'm basically trying to say is, fast forward to yesterday. We was in the car and I was listening to my music. And my son, he asked me, he said, I want to listen to a song. He said, Mommy, can you play my song? And I said, okay, what's the name of the song? And I turned to that song. When I turned on the song and was watching the video, I said what I said to my son. I watched like a minute of it. I watched the video because we was like parked. And I let him watch. I was watching it, but he leaned over in the front seat because I had my tablet on. And I was letting him watch it. But it's like I had to like snap out of it. Because when I turned on a song, it wasn't something I would let him listen to. So first of all, that shocked me. And it took me a minute. I had to reason with myself throughout the whole day. And I finally said something to my son this morning. And I told my son, but I had to tell myself as a parent. For my son, my 6-year-old son, I didn't take it personal, but I had to realize there's a need for correction, like right now. For my son to think it was okay, to tell me, to ask me, to turn to that particular song, and he thinking that everything was all right. Because when we were sitting in the car, because I had to realize with me, for the most part, my personality. And people, even as an adult, take me the wrong way. And I had to learn through the years how to deal with my personality. Sometimes it take me longer not longer like that, but it take me a minute. Because I'm not as impulsive as people think I am. But sometimes on the inside of me, I be boiling. I be vexed. And I have to reason with myself and realize what's going on when I'm pissed off. Because sometimes I'll be so mad I don't even realize I'm upset. So I knew I was upset when my son did what he did. And I told him, when I realized the type of song it was and what was going on in the video, I told him, you sit back and you sit down. Because you're not supposed to be watching nothing like that. But I didn't say what I wanted to say to him until this morning. And what I told my 6-year-old was, we still have to work on manners, boundaries, and respect. We still got to work on that. And I told my son, you know, or you should know, what I allow and what I don't allow. But obviously he don't know, and I'm going to fix it to where he's going to learn to know. Cuz there's certain things you do behind your parents' back as a child. That's what I told my son. It's certain, but my thing is, I don't raise, I'm raising you. You with me every day. You should know not to approach me and tell me to play that type of song and think we gonna sit up there together and I'm gonna let my 6-year-old son, me and you sitting there watching this type of mess, and I'm gonna be okay with it. I said something wrong, something off, and it's gonna get fixed. I had to tell my son that verbally. I had to tell him at 6 years old, we gotta fix this. Even if I'm the problem, we fixing this. Because something off, either with my parenting or his childishness. Something is off, something not connecting. Because it's just certain stuff I don't do with my children. And for him to be 6 years old and think it was all right. I had to set boundaries and let him know and say certain things to him at 6 years old. So I just talked to him this morning. We had a talk. I talked to my son, and I told him, don't ever tell me or suggest to me to play an inappropriate song for you as my child, and you to think that I'm going to be all right with it. I said, don't ever, no, that's not appropriate. Because sometimes it don't be, some things kids do, it could be just their personality. Or sometimes when a child get, sometimes they really just don't know and you have to correct them. So when my son did what he did and I started thinking about it, I'm like, is it something that I'm doing as a parent? Like, why would he not know? Or how could he even not know that I wouldn't condone you to watch this? And especially if I'm present, I'm there with you, and you think or you feel comfortable enough to think that I'm going to sit here and watch this type of content with you. Because, as kids, most of the time, as kids, your parents raise you. You already know what to sneak and do behind your parents' back. So I want my son to comprehend, and he already know, but I want him to comprehend and take it serious that even if you want to do it, or if that's what you desire, you can't come to me as your parent, I'm your mother, and say certain things to me or think we gonna sit up here together and watch this on TV together, or think I'm okay with that type of behavior. So I told him that. That's what I said this morning. I said, don't ever, that type of content, because it was like a teenage artist. The guy, I can't even remember the guy's name. It was like a teenage rap group. The guy looked like he could have been about 17 to maybe 22. And in the video, they got guns in the video, cars and money, and they smoking weed everywhere. Because it's like, I listen to my music in the house. But when I play my music, I be like in my room, or I go in the bathroom. And whatever I'm doing in the bathroom, I have my music playing. But I never sat up there and we gonna watch. We gonna do certain things together. Like, certain things that I do as a parent, I do it alone, like to myself in seclusion. So I just want my 6-year-old to realize the difference. That there's boundaries there. That's just like if I'm watching a very violent movie, that's not appropriate for his age, I'm going to go in my room. I'm not going to sit in the living room as family time and watch something inappropriate with my children. That's something I never did, and I never did. So for my son, at 6 years old, it's like he needs to, and I think it could be because of my son's personality. I don't think it's too much nothing that I did wrong as concerning my parenting. I just think it's his personality. Because with my other 2 kids, I never had that issue. So I'm like, I didn't too much change concerning my bruised boundaries and stuff like that. I didn't change too much as far as my parenting. So I'm like, oh nah, my youngest son, he a little different. I'm like, nah, we not doing that. And I'm talking to him, and he like, okay, mommy, I didn't know. Yeah, you better know. But I'm like, he probably didn't know. I'm like, this boy. I'm like, Because it's like my other 2 kids, it's like they knew. I'm like, my other 2 kids would have never came. Because it's like they already know. It's like, it's just certain things, even with my other 2 kids, they wouldn't have came to me and said, mommy, let's watch this together, or mommy, turn to this. And my other 2 kids, it's like they know I wouldn't condone them watching that, or me sitting there and allowing them to listen to that type of music or watch certain things in a music video. So, So, with my youngest son, I'm like, I'm gonna have to handle him a different type of way, because he don't know. And when you a parent and you have more than one child, too that each child have their own personality. Because every time something go wrong with a child, people love to blame it on the parents. It's not always the parents. Sometimes a child just have their own personality. Like, in spite of you raising them, or in the process of raising them, they still try to go off and do what they want to do. And sometimes with my youngest son, I'm like, no, it's this way. I'm the parent. I accommodate you at certain times, but you're not about to take a stronghold. Because kids is funny. Before you know it, if you're not careful as an adult, a child would take over and dominate the situation. That's one thing as a mother, as a single mother. I can't allow my children, especially if it's foolishness attached to it. You're not dominating the situation with foolishness. Now, I can accommodate you, but you're not dominating the situation when there's foolishness attached to it. I have to take control of the situation. So, yeah. It's like, my youngest son, he trying to, nah. I'm like, nah, you not changing me. Those are my rules. Those are my standards. And I'm not changing no time soon. It's just certain stuff I do and don't do with my children. And that's the bottom line. And you're not changing that, because it's not for the best. Sometimes what kids want to do is not for the best. It's not for the overall good. And you want to start a war with me or get rebellious with me? Because I won't allow you to do something in your childish state. You're a child. And you want to be rebellious and go against me. And I mean, literally be consistent with it too. No, I will not back down. This is for the best for everybody. I ain't backing down. Because it's for the overall good. For their future and everything. And me as a parent. This is for your future. So it's like I can't let you... No, I can't. So it's like, because I told my son, I said, even, because, you know, because sometimes depending on the child's personality, sometimes certain kids, when they think they cool with you, they'll go a certain way. And I'm the type of parent, I like play around with my kids and we have fun and we laugh and joke and I give hugs and stuff like that. But it's like when they get to a certain age, I have to cut that off. I'm not giving you no hug and you trying to manipulate me. You ain't getting no hug because you turning into a manipulator. So... It's like I gotta adjust certain things when I realize my kids are getting older and they're trying to do things that's not for the best. Because me and my son, we was having a good old time in the car. We was talking and chilling, and next thing I know, he telling me to turn to a video. Nah, I told him I don't care if we was at Disney World. We was at our best. We was having a good old time at Disney World. Don't you ever, me being your mother, think just because we happy that I'm going to change my rules and boundaries as a parent. Don't ever think that. Especially you only 6 years old. Because my son, he very smart. And sometimes he be thinking, because I'm in a good mood or something, he'll try to slide his agenda in there. And I'm like, no, it's still a no. He be trying to slide his agenda into situations when he know I don't even get down like that. So, because it like hurt, it hurt my feelings. Because I'm like, my son he's still trying to be persistent and insist. No, that's not me. That's not who I am as a parent. That's not what we doing. I don't do certain things with my children. There's boundaries there. Now, if you misunderstand me to a certain extent, that's on them. If my kids misunderstand me because of their perceiving things in a childish way, to a certain extent and at a certain age, if my child misunderstand me, that's on them. Because you have to grow up. You have to learn manners. You have to learn respect. You got to grow up. And I be hearing stuff on the news. And I just laugh to myself because it don't shock me. Like, I think recently, like a couple of months ago, I think this boy or this girl killed her mother because the mother wouldn't buy them a PlayStation or something. Something the child wanted. A minor child. I think the little girl was 9 or something. Killed her mother because her mother didn't want to buy her a PlayStation. Kids will go there. Certain kids with certain personalities, you gotta know what you're dealing with. Nah, you not driving me crazy. You ain't trying to kill me because you childish in your childish stuff. I'm not losing my life over no PlayStation. Because kids, you gotta know your child's personality, and stuff like that. So, because a child is going to be a child. And everything is not abuse. Because like I said, when I was younger and my mother corrected me, disciplined me, I did not appreciate it as a child because I was being a child. For the most part, when you're a child, you're not going to appreciate the discipline until you get older. You have to mature. That's why a child has to be humble to a certain extent. You have to be humble. If you think you know everything and you think you know more than your parents, that's not a good position to be in. And then to be forceful, you try to break down your protector. That's not wise to try to break down and manipulate the one that's supposed to be protecting you and taking care of you. So you can have your way in your childlike state. No, you cannot have your way. I will accommodate you because I love you, but you cannot always have your way. Period. Yeah. So because I know how I was as a child. I know how I was as a child. And when I see those qualities in my children, I don't play with them. I do not play with my kids. When I see certain stuff in them that remind me of me, I don't play with them because I know it's not good for them. You cannot always allow a child to dominate you or weigh you down as a parent because it's not always going to work out in the child's favor or your favor as a parent. It don't always work out. And I also know because I remember how I was as a child. In my childishness, I was very serious. I was dead serious with my childishness. I ain't play. I was being a child, and if I ain't get my way sometimes, and I thought I was right, I was not right. I was wrong. I was being a child. But as I'm older now, I was wrong. But I used to like try to give my mother a hard time. But like my mother tell me, as a child, I was very strong-willed. I was a very strong child. I was very strong-willed, very opinionated, very determined. That's what type of child I was. So those were positive qualities, but I was a child. That had to be balanced. That had to be critiqued. I needed discipline. Because I was, and I still am to a certain extent. I'm a very strong-willed individual, and I was like that as a child. So, it's like you can be strong-willed, but my mother used to always let me know you can be strong, but you ain't stronger than me. You're not dominating me with your qualities because you're the child, like something like that. And it was for the best. It was for the best. So I took it, when my mother used to discipline me as a child, because I was a child, I took it as her not loving me. She didn't care. I really thought that for a couple of years, like in my adolescent years. I really did. You couldn't tell me my mother loved me. You couldn't tell me that as a child. I thought she didn't care. Because she didn't let me have my way. But as I got older and started having kids, it's like I had to laugh at my childhood. I had to laugh at myself. I had to laugh. But I was thankful though. I was thankful for it. But yeah, so it's like, and like, certain times too, when my kids get older and they get very that intense rebellion, when I can feel it when that rebellion get tense, and I have to say to them when they get to that age, you have to trust me. Just trust me. You have to trust me. I know you want to do this. I know you want to be impulsive. I know you feel as though I don't love you. I know that's how you feel. I know you feel as though I'm against you. I tell my kids this when they get to that age, when, you know, when they get there. I tell them, I know that's how you feel, but you at a point in your life, because once they get about 16, between like 13, 16, and, you know, they can like kind of like do what they want to do and certain laws and stuff. But I'm like, you can do it, and I kind of like can't even stop you because of the law. But be careful. Be careful. Because you get a little freedom. And if you do certain things, I'm losing my power and authority to have say so. So when I know my kids getting to that point, I tell them, you have to trust me. Can you be patient? Can you be patient? Don't do that. Don't go down that road. Because you never know what a child is thinking. You never know what they're thinking. You got to know what a child is thinking. And your child has to trust you and be patient. Children have to learn trust, respect, manners, patience. Because I remember one time something was bothering me. Because kids got feelings. Kids think. They have thoughts. They go through things. They misunderstand things. And sometimes a child will panic. Because they're not an adult. And they'll panic and make a wrong decision. Because they misperceiving something. And then it costs the child. It'll cost them. So, I remember one time, something was going on when I was younger. Something was going on in the family. And I had the nerve to have an opinion. I had an opinion about what was going on with, you know, with an adult situation. I ain't going to get too much in details, but I had an opinion about what was going on. And I went to my mother, and I remember, you know, and I asked my mother, I said, why do this happen? Why do that happen? And my mother answered me, but I ain't like her answer. My mother answered me. And I remember I got scared, because I'm like, I don't know if you answer me, but I don't know if I can trust you. Like, I'm like, these adults crazy. Y'all crazy. I'm like, this shouldn't be. I had my opinion as a child. I had an opinion. And when my mother answered me, first of all, as I got older, I realized what my mother said, it was true. And on top of that, the situation wasn't even that serious. But I was young. I was a child. I didn't know the situation, you know, because you perceive things as a child. And the situation wasn't that serious, but as a child, that was serious to me. And like I said, my mother answered me, and I did not like her answer. I thought that my mother wasn't in reality. I'm like, nah. Because I'm perceiving it how I'm perceiving it as a child. And then, you know, my mother give me a nonchalant answer and all that. I'm like, I don't know if I can trust y'all. But because my mother I had no reason not to trust my mother. Even though the impulse was there. I was tempted to be impulsive and rebel. But because of overall how my mother raised me, her parenting, I decided as a child to be patient and sit back and just watch. And just live your life. You know, that's what I literally did. Like, when my mother answered me, I was nervous because I was perceiving something how I was perceiving it. And I didn't like my mother answer. But overall, even in my impulsiveness to become afraid and not trust the situation, and it's like I made myself be patient and see how the situation was going to turn out. I made that conscious decision even as a child. And I had to be like 7. I don't remember how young I was, but I know it was before my father passed away. So my father passed away when I was 9. So I had to be younger than 9. So I could have been like 6 or 7 when that particular situation was bothering me. But it's like, yeah, certain things. It's like you got to know where a child is at and what's going on with them. You got to be discerning. So like I said, I know my children has a streak of me in them. And when I see it, I know exactly what to say. When I see it. My children have that in them to be strong-willed in certain aspects of their life. And, you know, kids in general, because once, you know, kids got their mindset on something, some of them can't tell them nothing. So when I see that, I say certain things. Yeah. So I verbally say to my children, you have to trust me at this point in your life. Because it's like I feel the impulsiveness when they're about to do something because they're perceiving something from their childishness. And I can pick up on the impulsiveness when they about to go left and I want them to go right. So, because they misunderstanding something. So, yeah. So, and another thing I want to talk about, perception and people personalities. This is concerning adults now. But, and this is also, you know, collective while as you listen to tarot. People listening to tarot. If you're listening to like a general reading, if something is a general reading or for the collective, you have to take the reading to a certain extent with a grain of salt. And you have to know who you are. You have to have your own strengths. Be high vibrational. A little bit of humility. Because us as individuals, a person can only process something how they're going to process it. Because basically what I'm trying to say is, I kind of like learned the hard way. You concerning astrology and air, water, you know, the zodiac signs, when you dealing with people. Me being a Capricorn, I'm an earth sign. I learned in life to just be quiet. I don't care if we talking about spirituality. I don't care if we talking about religion. I don't care if we talking about just everyday life. I don't care what the topic is. Sometimes you have to allow people to process things the way that they process it. Because it can cause an injustice for their walk, their own personal walk in life. And then it can also cause people to become angry with you. That's why you have to know who you are for yourself. Even when you're listening to a mentor or someone that's in a higher position than yourself, you have to be okay with who you are, because it can throw you off if you're getting advice from a person that's not you. So this could be for younger people, maybe between the ages of like 18 and 30. People that still, you know, trying to find their way and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, me being a Capricorn, I process life the way I process life. I have to process things the way I gotta do it. I can only be me. Like, you have your inner. Your inner is you. Your inner self, your inner person. That's you. There are certain times when you should take people advice, and there's certain times you should not. Even if the individual is right about certain stuff. You have to do stuff the way you only know how to do it, or you might miss the lesson. Even if what somebody is telling you is the right thing, you still have to go through the process and process things the way you process it. Because if you do things the way people want to do it, other people, you might miss the lesson that was for you. So I learned that because me being a Capricorn, when people come to me, and this is also in life when you're dealing with friends, family, and as well when you're going through tarot land. Because I don't care, when you are a tarot reader and you're human, even if the truth come out in the cards, unless, because sometimes you can read the cards and it's just like basically you're reading the cards and it could still be true, but sometimes while you're reading the cards, prophetic can step in, like you prophesying something. Other times when you're reading cards, it don't have to be a prophecy. You just reading the cards and you telling the truth. It's a difference between a prophecy and just telling the truth. So what I'm trying to say is when you're dealing with humans, I don't care, well, especially if it's just the truth without prophecy. A person reading the cards, they're going to read from their perspective. Even though it's the truth, they're still going to tell you the truth from their perspective. That's what I'm trying to say. So, me being a Capricorn, and this is just without tarot. This is without tarot. When I used to, at certain times, give people advice, I even had to learn the hard way how to give people advice. Because when you give people advice according to you to the most part, unless you prophesy, unless spirit have you prophesy, that's different. If prophecy is not there and you just giving somebody your truth, it can cause tension. So I had to learn how to give people advice, what to say. So because as a Capricorn, I handle stuff a certain type of way. I'm an earth sign. And I know for example, say like a fire sign come to me and ask me for advice and I give them my advice and they trust me. This person come to me, they're a fire sign, they looking for advice and I give them advice. The person, the fire sign take my advice, but it didn't turn out how they wanted it to turn out. And now the fire sign mad at me. So, I did not give this individual wrong advice maliciously. Matter of fact, I didn't give them wrong advice at all. I gave them advice according to my reality, how I process things, what I would have done in that situation if I was them. That's how I gave the person the advice. But what now that I'm older, what the person should have did was took my advice with a grain of salt. But you got to always be yourself. You got to be yourself. Because when you don't be yourself and then stuff don't work out, you asking people for their advice, then they give you they give you their opinion. And then stuff don't work out for you. Or you have to be a certain type of element to be able to handle certain stuff. Like what a Capricorn can do, a Sagittarius might not be able to do. because of their element. So even though a Capricorn is giving somebody advice, the individual might not, a person might feel as though you gave them the wrong advice because they don't see the overall big picture of the advice you gave them. So they mad at you because they don't see the overall. Because, you know, for the most part, Capricorns, it's like, we could be ruthless to a certain extent. It appears that way to a certain extent. But we can handle it. Like, certain people can't do that, or they have to do it the way they want to do it. You got to let people do stuff the way they want. That's why you have to know who you are as an individual. And you can't always take other people's advice. Because then you start feeling inferior. You want to keep going to them for advice. And next thing you know, you're not even living your own life. You're not doing your own work. You're not learning your lessons. You got to be hard-headed your way. Sometimes you got to be hard-headed your way. And be wise your way. You got to know when to take people advice and when not. You got to know when to be confident with your own flaws. And when to be humble to take somebody's advice. I had to learn that. You got to know when to be confident about your own flaws and you not being in agreement with someone. You have to know when to be confident and when to humble yourself and balance it. That's just like, for an example, I even had to make peace with me being a parent. And when I go to my mother, me and my mother have, first of all, my mother an air sign. I'm a Capricorn. So what bothers me as a Capricorn, my mother would say, "Oh, that ain't never bothered me. Your kid, you mad about that? Your kids make that, you bothered?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm bothered." My mother be like, "Not me." But what I'm saying is, instead of me for a minute, because that's my mother, for a minute, I thought something was wrong with me because I couldn't reach her standards or her personality. But I had to realize she can handle certain things I can't, or certain things don't bother her that bothers me, because y'all got different personalities. It's nothing personal. Like, I thought something was wrong with me, or I wasn't doing something right because of our different parenting styles. Because, with your mother, for the most part, you want to, how can I say this? You want to follow in your parents' footsteps for the most part. If you had a decent childhood, you want to follow in your parents' footsteps. But sometimes you're not going to be able to completely follow in your parents' footsteps because you have your own personality. And when you go to your parents for advice and they say, it's like, it don't have to be a disagreement. Y'all just having a conversation. So like I said, it's not a disagreement. When I go to my mother and I'm complaining about parenting and my kids getting on my nerve, we don't have a disagreement. It just be her giving her opinion from her personality, from her perception. And sometimes my mother would say, "Why are you mad about that? That should not be making you mad, or that upset you." And my mother would say, "Well, when I was raising y'all and y'all used to do this, I didn't let that upset me." And I reflect on it and I say, well, maybe something about me I need to change, because, I look up to my mother as a parent. So if I look up to her and this didn't bother her, but it bothers me, then something must be wrong with me. And one day Spirit had to just let me know, no, even if something is wrong with you, you have to be okay with who you are. You're not your mother. Y'all have different personality types. Y'all different from each other. So just because you can't do everything exactly how she do it, that don't mean that you're doing something wrong. You're parenting from your perspective and she parents you from her perspective. Y'all two different people. So I had to make peace with that. Because sometimes when you talking to someone that you admire or you look up to, and they're giving you their opinion, it can make you feel inferior. It can make you feel like that. Or you try to be like them and stuff like that. But you just have to make peace that you're not your mentor or whoever you admire or whoever it is. You got to understand that you can't take everything personal. Because sometimes it's not about reaching a mark or reaching standards. It's just about finding out who you are, being at peace about who you are. Like, if there's a need for change, there's a need for change. If it's not need for change, then it ain't no need for change. That's the need for peace. If something ain't broke, don't try to fix it. If you trying to fix something that ain't broke, that means you don't need to fix nothing. You need peace about something. Or something like that. So, yeah, like I had to make peace with that. You got to know when to tap in and tap out. When to thrive and when to just be who you are. You have to know. Yeah, you just got to know. Because you're not going to always live up to your parents' standards and things like that. I heard you're not going to be a perfect copy. You're not going to be a perfect copy of the person like you admire. Especially if it's your parents. You're not going to be a perfect copy. So, yeah. So, like I said, even dealing with family, friends, and strangers, it's like, when I give people advice, I learned to say certain things. So, now that I'm older and somebody asks me for my advice, I say, you can do what you want to do or do how you feel. And then I'll go into giving my advice. I make sure I say certain things at the beginning before I give my advice. And when I close out my advice, I repeat what I said. Because I learned to allow people to have their own experience and let them be them. They have to process it how they only know how to process it. So they won't miss out on the lesson. That spirit wants them to learn. Like something like that. Because it's like an air sign can't do what an earth sign can do. Or earth sign probably can't do something an air sign can do. Like something like that. You got to know who you are. And your flaws and traits and things like that. Your flaws and weaknesses. And like I said, even though you're not a perfect copy of someone, if it's broken, fix it. Be humble enough to fix it. If you're not broken and you're still bothered by something, that means there's a need for you to find peace about something or get a certain type of knowledge about something. Because sometimes things is not broken, but pain is still there. There's an issue still there, even if something is not broken. And that's the time you have to find peace. Because you're trying to acquire, you're trying to obtain, you're trying to please someone, you're trying to live up to somebody's standards. And when you're trying to obtain and acquire, it makes you feel broken when nothing is broken. Or something like that. So, you just gotta find peace. So, yeah. So, because me being the earth sign, to a certain extent, I had to realize certain things over the years about my personality. And I had to make peace with my personality. And I don't allow people to make me feel superior to them. And I also don't allow people to make me feel inferior to them. I don't, this ain't all about being inferior. I don't play around with neither. I don't allow people to make me feel inferior to them. And I do not allow people, to a certain extent, I don't allow people to make me feel superior to them. Yeah. So, and I don't, yeah. So, that's basically what I wanted to rant about. And super, you know. So, so let me just go ahead on Scorpio with y'all reading. Because I know who people, like even strangers, me giving somebody, because most of the time, like if I give somebody, this was like when I was like younger, maybe like in my 20s or something, and I was much younger then. So even talking to people and I give them my advice about something, the next time they see me, they be trying to fight me. And I'm like, what happened? Like, what in the world? Why are you after me? Oh, I ain't never listening to you again because you told me to do this and do this. And it. But what I'm saying is, when I gave the person the advice, that's what I did. That's what I'm saying. When somebody give you some advice, you have to be ready for the consequences if you take that person's advice. Can you handle it? Because what one person can handle, somebody else can't. So when people ask me for advice, especially when it's about sometimes about love and romance, I'm gonna give you my advice, but it's gonna be consequences to what I'm giving you, and can you handle it? If I realize that the person can't handle the consequences to what I'm gonna tell them to do, don't do it. If you can't handle the consequences, because as a Capricorn, it's like I can do something and know it's consequences there, but I know I'm strong enough to handle the consequences because I see the reason for the overall good of why I did what I did. Like, some people can't handle that, or people got to do stuff the way they have to do it, or that's just like, and I'll be laughing sometimes because when I first started listening to tarot, I used to listen to like Ghetto Nun all the time. And she used to say, don't play with your food, don't play with your food. And when she used to say it, I used to laugh. I used to be cracking up. Ghetto Nun, a Libra. And now I'm starting to get more details. Because it's like I knew what she meant when she used to say it. But I'm getting more details about that. Dealing with other air signs. On and off YouTube, on and off tarot. Just dealing with air signs, how they operate, especially Libras. A Libra say, like I could be talking to a Libra and they say, nah, don't play with it, don't play with it. You don't even know, nah, don't do that. But me being a Capricorn, I'm like, why? I plays with my food. but it's like, that's what I'm saying. I understand what Ghetto Nut was saying when she say don't play with your food. You cannot play with your food. So when I'm interacting with an air sign, especially a Libra, and I'm telling them something, an air sign to say don't play with situations like that. You got to just dead it. Get your sword and just cut it. But me being a Capricorn, I have to do things and process, even though the air sign or the Libra is right. What they saying is right. But I can do it. How the Libra telling me to do it. But I know I gotta do it how I want to do it. Like, yeah. So like I said, you gotta know your element. You gotta know who you are as a person, your personality. And like I said, even the advice a person can be giving you, sometimes you can't take it, or it's okay that you don't take their advice. Because you're going to have to learn it the way you have to do things in your best interest at times. Like I said, you got to know when to be humble and take somebody's advice. And you got to know when to do things confidently within yourself and get like the same results or something like that. So, and like I said, it's not even like me playing with my food. Like sometimes the air sign will say, just stop, just cut it. It's not that I'm playing around. I literally have to, it's just, I handle things a certain type of way. And it's not me playing around. It can be to a certain extent, but it's just the way I have to process certain things a certain type of way. That's just like sometimes with my interactions with air signs. Air signs is quick for the most part. I'm not like that. It take me a minute. I can't move too fast like that. Because first of all, it's something going on. Is no. Because especially when I'm dealing with something, you have to know what's best for you. I can't be the king and the queen of swords all the time because it's certain things going on the inside that I have to wait to calm down, and then I can be the king and the queen of swords. So when a person is saying something to people, that's why you got to know who you are. Because when you do stuff off step, because you listening to somebody else, it can get you in trouble. That's how you have to know who you are. You have to know your weaknesses and your strengths. Because sometimes taking other people's advice can get you in a situation. So, So, let me just go ahead on. Alright. Well, give me, what's the message for Scorpio? Embracing you. What's Scorpio's overall message, energy for December 2023 for Scorpio? Illumination. So some type of illumination. Then we have focus. Alright. What's Scorpio's message from the ancestors? Animal guardian, trust your instincts. Yeah. So Scorpio, that's your message from the ancestors. Something going on with an animal guardian. And your ancestors want you to trust your instincts. That's your message from the ancestors, to trust your instincts in December. About a person, place, or thing. Maybe even an animal. Something could be going on with animals or something. Alright. What's going on with Scorpio in love and romance? Alright, so we have give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. Yeah. So, Scorpio, what I'm picking up concerning love and romance in December, you're in the process of manifesting. And your manifestations concerning love and romance is soon to manifest. You're going to reap a harvest. So give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. So I heard like you can rest now. You don't have to do too much. You can rest now. So Scorpio, I don't know. For some of y'all, this could be a reconciliation. This could be calling your soulmate in. This could be a divorce, a breakup. But you deserve it, whatever it is that you want. I heard you can rest now concerning love and romance. Because you already put in the work for most of y'all. So give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. So soon to come your way, that could be in the near future or it could be in December. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. It's soon to come your way. So it's not far away. Whatever your desires are concerning love and romance. Alright, so let me go ahead on. I had to pause the video. Scorpio, y'all might have two videos, because I was talking for too long, so my battery is running low because I was talking too much. So y'all might have two videos. Alright. What's going on with Scorpio? So caught up in some drama. This is also my card for somebody getting knocked out. So somebody needs to be careful about like being like maybe intoxicated. This is like my somebody need to be careful on New Year's Eve as well. I'm also picking up, this don't have to be somebody getting knocked out. This could be somebody getting too drunk. And somebody just might fall asleep where they at, like on the ground or something. Or this is my card, like when somebody, you know, intoxicated and people get out of hand, somebody gonna get knocked out. Yeah. Or somebody need to be careful on New Year's Eve about getting too drunk and like going to sleep in a place that they shouldn't be falling asleep at. Outsiders exposing things. So Scorpio, you could be dealing with a Gemini, or you could have Gemini placement. This came out in Gemini's reading. See, somebody that either might get knocked out, or somebody might get too drunk or something and fall asleep somewhere they shouldn't be. Somebody might be taking pictures of someone that's like unconscious, whether this person get knocked out in like a fight, or somebody just go unconscious because they drunk or something. Somebody might do something. Somebody could rob this person or be taking photos. Somebody could be naked, or somebody like could have used the bathroom on themselves or something. So this is letting me know this is strangers or outsiders. Somebody might offend someone who's unconscious, or somebody's recording someone. So y'all be careful of like New Year's Eve, bringing in the new year and getting too drunk and stuff like that. You or somebody else, Scorpio. Scorpio, you could be watching something on video about this person. This could be our karmic, and something might get filmed or something by these outsiders. Or Scorpio, this could happen to your family member, and some outsiders could have violated like your family or friend or something like that. So Scorpio, I'm also picking up, I heard that you thought that you shielded someone. You thought that you was protecting someone, or you thought something didn't get caught on film. But you're going to find out that somebody could have been recording something. So it was outsiders that could have exposed something about you or someone you care about. It was outsiders. All right. What's the tea with caught up in some drama? Getting your piece of the pie, surprise pregnancy. So somebody need to be careful about going unconscious and getting raped, male or female. Or somebody gonna get into a fight about getting pregnant or impregnating somebody. Or Scorpio, this could be your hater, karmic enemy, or foe. Somebody could be getting their karma, getting your piece of the pie. Or Scorpio, you might set somebody up. Scorpio, you could probably set this person up or something. And then it's like the person or the people gonna come back to you and say it's finished, Scorpio, or we did it. Or Scorpio, you're gonna be sitting back and like some I heard in glee, because your hater, enemy, or foe could be getting karma, and it could be caught on camera. Or Scorpio, y'all might make a bet about a fight. And Scorpio, somebody owe you money because the person who lost the fight lost the fight. So somebody could be making a bet as well about a fight or something. Or a surprise pregnancy. Scorpio, you could have also predicted something. A bet or something about a pregnancy. And you're getting your piece of the pie. Somebody owe you money about a pregnancy or something. Or something like that. Or Scorpio, somebody getting karma or something about a pregnancy. Scorpio, you could be hearing about something, or you might be watching something on social media, or something getting recorded. Bending over backwards. Yeah. So this is literally, somebody might be too drunk. Somebody might fall because they drunk. And somebody gonna be recording it. Like this person bending over. Somebody, I don't know if somebody gonna get stopped for a DUI. Somebody might go to jail. I'm picking up somebody gonna get pulled over. They drunk. And it's like when the police do, like, what you call it, the sobriety test or something like that, this person gonna be like this because they drunk. Somebody going to jail. So somebody's gonna fail a sobriety test. and the cops gonna say, can you walk forward, can you touch your nose? And this person gonna go like this. Somebody gonna go like that. Somebody going to jail for driving drunk. Pregnancy with another? Scorpio, I don't know if you could have set your lover up because he could have got a third party pregnant. Or Scorpio, if you a man, this man could have got somebody you know pregnant, and you might set this man up. Or something. Somebody could have been bending over backwards for someone, and they could be getting karma, and it's something to do with a pregnancy. And outsiders is going to expose things. So Scorpio, y'all be careful about setting somebody up. Scorpio, if you set somebody up, outsiders might find out and expose you. Or something. Or something might happen naturally. So Scorpio, if you a female, you could be doing something getting revenge. Because your lover could have got somebody else pregnant. Or Scorpio, if you a man, you getting revenge on another man. Because he got somebody you care about pregnant. This could be your ex. This could be your daughter. It could be your family member. Somebody got somebody pregnant. Or something like that. Somebody caught up in some drama because somebody was bending over backwards for somebody. And a pregnancy could have happened. So, Scorpio, this is like, Scorpio, say like you're a female and you telling your lover, if I'm your girlfriend, if I'm your wife, stay away from your baby mother. And your lover was like, oh, that's my baby mother. She don't got a car. If she need a ride somewhere, I'ma bring her. Scorpio, you was like, okay, all right. And Scorpio, your husband or your child's father, he bending over backwards for his baby mother. He gonna end up getting her pregnant or something like that. And you might find out in December or something like that. Scorpio, you could have been trying to tell somebody. Or Scorpio, this, if you a man, this could be your homeboy. And you could have been telling him how, like, to stay away from someone to save his marriage. And your homeboy was like, man, it's not like that. It ain't like that. And Scorpio, you like, yeah, whatever. You going to end up getting that girl pregnant. You talking about, or you just doing something out of the kindness of your heart. This woman, you going to end up sleeping with her. And Scorpio, your homeboy was like, oh, it ain't like that. Scorpio, your homeboy might get into it, or his wife going to find out or something. Or something like that. Something might get illuminated, exposed. Or something. Because somebody was bending over backwards for somebody. And this could have been a man giving somebody rides that he shouldn't have been giving rides to. Or something like that. Somebody was bending over backwards for somebody. And going to get somebody pregnant. Or this man got 2 people pregnant. There's a man out here that can have 2 women pregnant. It's like I see... one woman could be between 6 to 9 months and the other woman in December, one of these women is 6 to 9 months. And also in December, this man is going to get somebody else pregnant. It's like the woman is taking a pregnancy test in December. So one woman is almost due. The other woman just conceived in December. So Scorpio, yeah, something like that. All right. What's going on with Scorpio in December? Yeah, perseverance. Challenge, endorsement, resolution. Then we got marriage. Blind. I don't know. Somebody could be messing around with somebody's wife. Or it's a woman out here cheating on her husband or something. And somebody might get pregnant. Or somebody trying to get a divorce, but it's like this man might get his wife pregnant on his way out the door or something. Or something. Or somebody trying to reconcile with their wife or something. And it's like this man just steps his foot in the door. And it's like his third party gonna say she's pregnant or something like that. So a man trying to leave a relationship and might get this woman pregnant, or a man trying to reconcile with one woman, but it's like when he in the process of reconciling with one woman, he gonna find out he got his third party pregnant or something like that. So somebody could be trying to get away from somebody that's married, or somebody trying to get away with a marriage. Somebody wants to get married, or somebody like, I don't want nothing to do with marriage, or somebody want a divorce or something like that. Because marriage is here, something is awkward and somebody pissed off. Somebody could feel angry and awkward, or somebody else's awkwardness or maybe stupidity or naivety could be making somebody mad. So somebody could be upset because a lover is rejecting them. Or somebody is upset because somebody don't realize that somebody doesn't want them. So Scorpio, this could be your friend. It's like you could be upset because your friend don't realize that their main lover don't want them. And so Scorpio, your friend could be being foolish and it's pissing you off because they're being foolish. Or somebody is mad because they don't realize that maybe their lover don't want them. Or somebody, or one person want marriage, but somebody else don't, or something. It's like somebody don't realize something and they pissed. So this is one person, they pissed off because they don't realize something. Or it's one person pissed off because this person don't realize something or something. And it's about a marriage. Clarify perseverance. Yeah, bully. Somebody could be dating a karmic. Somebody could be dating a karmic. Somebody need to be careful. Scorpio, you or somebody else. Somebody out here is saying that they want to get married. Or somebody could be like sweet talking somebody just to get them in the bedroom or get money or a resource from them. But this person is their karmic. It's like somebody's determined to get a divorce. Or somebody don't really want marriage because they're a bully. So somebody getting bullied and somebody's a bully. So it's a bully out here and it's a victim. And it has something to do with marriage. It could be a female. She could be dating her karmic. Or something is a third party situation in love. And it's like two people coming up against one. Or it's like a man out here. He got several lovers. And it's like one of these women get bullied by the other women that this man messing around with or something like that. So this person that's trying to persevere is the bully. Or somebody's trying to bully someone that's trying to persevere or something. Clarify marriage. Triumph, yeah. I also see somebody could be getting karma. The person that's being bullied, this person could be a practitioner, or this could be the third party. A third party could be bullied away from a married couple. I heard a practitioner intuitively. This practitioner might be getting bullied. Because it's like a practitioner was trying to break up a marriage and it's not going to work. So it's like people going to start bullying this practitioner or something. It could have been a karmic couple out here that was trying to break up a marriage. It's like this man going to get away, but his wife going to get bullied. Or say like it's a karmic couple out here. These two is a couple. These two could be a karmic couple and they was trying to break up a marriage. This marriage is going to experience a triumph, or these people going to get married regardless or whatever. And it's like this man going to get away with what he did or what he was trying to do, but the people going to bully the woman. But they was doing it together. But this man like going to get away with it. This woman going to get the short end of the stick. Or something like that. Because some type of sweet love, a couple, or some type of dependency is actually a triumph, a victory. So I'm hearing like that scripture that say what God has joined together, let no man try to destroy it or something like that. And the person that was trying to destroy a marriage or something that was meant to be, it don't have to be a marriage. It could have been some type of dependency. Somebody could have been trying to come in between something. And the person that was trying to break things apart or break something up is going to get bullied. So somebody could definitely be getting karma. So Scorpio, this could be somebody trying to break you and your lover up, you and your fiance up, you and your husband or your wife up. Or this could also be like you and your children. It was some type of dependency here. So Scorpio, say like you got your child's father. Say like this is your child's father. You got kids by him. He was, your child's father is married to her. And it's like your child's father and his current girlfriend was coming up together trying to take the kids from you. And your kids have a form of dependency on you. It's like, Scorpio, you might win something. You might get some type of triumph. And it's like, Scorpio, your child's father was doing something against you, but he go unnoticed. But it's like his girlfriend gonna get the short end of the stick. But both of them was doing it against you. So it's like a man and a woman was doing something together. The man is going to go unnoticed, and the female is going to get the short end of the stick. But it's like this female was doing something with this man. So somebody ain't no good. It's a man out here. He ain't no good. Either way, he ain't no good. Or something. Or something. Clarify blind. Somebody not going to see something coming. Whoever get a victory or some type of success concerning like sweet love, a couple, or some type of dependency. This could even be parent and child. Somebody didn't see this victory coming or triumph that a couple could have got. Or a soulmate connection. Somebody didn't see something coming. And somebody could be pissed off. Because it's like somebody's going to get a victory anyway. So Scorpio, I don't know if your ex was trying to take your kids. And it's like not going to work out how they wanted it to. Or somebody was trying to break up you and your lover. Or something like that. Something not going to work the way somebody wanted it to. Yeah. So it could have been two people coming up against another couple. Somebody didn't see something coming because they were so busy trying to make somebody feel inadequate, or they were so busy trying to sue someone, or somebody was so busy trying to get somebody attention, they didn't see this victory coming. And the person that's pissed off is going to be pissed off because this blind person wasn't listening to their coach. So, Scorpio, this is like you getting married and your ex teamed up with a practitioner to end your marriage. And it's like, Scorpio, your ex is the blind person. The practitioner is the coach. Your ex wasn't listening to the practitioner, so the spell work didn't work. The practitioner pissed off. Scorpio, for some of y'all, I heard somebody is not going to finish paying this practitioner because the spell work didn't work. So, Scorpio, this is you or somebody else. Somebody was playing for spell work, and say like the spell work was $2,000. It's like this person was like, I'll give you $1,000 now, and if it actually worked, I'll give you the other $1,000. Something not gonna work, so this person gonna like leave, because it's like this person like, I'm not paying that practitioner the other $1,000, and my hater still got a triumph or something. So it's like this practitioner gonna be pissed off, because it's like they're not gonna get the rest of their money or something like that. This practitioner, I heard this practitioner owe people too. So somebody owe the practitioner owe someone. The practitioner is not going to be able to pay off these other people, and the practitioner going to start getting bullied. Or something like that. So it's a practitioner out here that might start getting bullied. Because this practitioner was waiting on money from their client. And because the spell work is not going to work, this person not going to finish paying the practitioner. They're going to leave. Or something. Yeah. Something like that going on. So I'm going to end the video now, Scorpio, because my phone about to die. I'm going to go charge it, and then I'm going to come back and finish the reading. It'll be a part 2.